Hi, everyone. This is Dan Boyle, a history teacher at the high school, and I'd like to thank you for watching this introduction to using Google Classroom. Google Classroom is a great way to share the work with your students that you want them to do, a great way for them to share the work that they have done with you, as well as a great way to open up lines of communication between yourself and the student's home. All right, I'm going to drop myself out here now so that we have the whole screen to ourselves. Okay, if it helps you to open up a different tab and minimize this video, that's great. You can open up a tab with classroom.google.com. And as you listen to the audio, you can do what I'm describing. That's great. The beauty of the screencast is I'll never know. If it helps to have two windows open side by side, please go right ahead. If you want to leave this image up on the screen and take notes as it goes, that's fine too. All right, we all set? Here we go. The first thing that you're going to want to do is log into your device, open up an internet browser window, and go to classroom.google.com. For many reasons, Google Classroom works more efficiently with the tools in the Google Chrome web browser, but Classroom is accessible from any platform. So if you would prefer to use Safari or any other web browser, please feel free. This is important to keep in mind because it also means that your students can access Google Classroom from whatever device and web browser they are using as well. Google has also created an app that's available in the App Store or in Google Play for Android phones that they can download and get push notifications sent right to their phone when you post assignments and things like that. If you have older students with phones, I would highly encourage you and recommend to you that you have them download the app. Once you get to classroom.google.com, you're going to see a screen that probably says there are no classes here. Great. The reason you're here, you probably haven't created a class in Google Classroom yet. In the upper right-hand corner of that screen, you're going to see a plus sign. Clicking on that will give you the option to join a class or create a class. For right now, choose Create a Class, which will open another window asking you to enter the specifics for your class. Before you start putting information into that grid, take a second and think about your classes. If you're an elementary school teacher, especially in the younger grades, you may find it easier to have your students go to just one page every day rather than having one page for each subject that you teach during the day. We'll talk more about how to make that happen in a second. If you are a middle or high school teacher, you're going to want to set up a page by class period, as assignments may come up at different times for each class. Either way, create a class with as many specifics as you want to and choose the Create button in the bottom right-hand corner of that screen when you're finished. All right, don't worry if you don't want to or you can't input all of that information now. Notice that when you go to subject and you start typing something in, it auto-populates with something like that. So this is for all instructional staff as professional development. And this is going on the Triton YouTube professional development channel. All right, and then you hit create. And after you give Google a second to create your class, you're going to be brought to your stream page. This isn't a page that I use at all because it's more because of the nature of my classes. It's just not that practical for me. I could create posts, I could share pictures and updates about what's happening in my class, but I've not wanted to clutter the stream with that kind of information. You may decide that you want to share those things or things that are not directly related to assignments. That's great. That's what this is for. We'll be focused on the classwork page in a moment, but first, we have to get students into your class. Now that you've created your class, you're going to want to invite students to join it. Under the name for your class, you're going to see the class code. This is the unique code for this class and the one that you will share with your students. Only those students with TritonStudents.org accounts can access this class. So sharing it with parents will only allow them to help your students access your Google Classroom page, not join the class themselves. There's a different process for parents to receive updates about what is happening in your class. You're going to have to figure out a way to share this code with your students, especially as we won't be seeing them right away. I usually include mine in my welcome to the new school year letter that I send home the week before school starts. But however you do it, you will need to make sure they get this code, because without it, the students cannot join your class. All right, so you have students in your class now, and you want to assign them something to do. You're going to click on the Classwork tab on the top of the page. All right, this is going to open up a new page that will have a window on it saying assign work to your class here. The way that you will do that is by using the Create button in the upper left-hand corner of the page. Clicking on Create will open up a menu of options for you. Let's start with creating a topic. Creating a topic will allow you to organize your assignments once you create them. I would create topics such as today, so that students know what they need to work on now. I'd create a topic called tonight, so that they know what's for homework and needed for the start of class tomorrow. And then I would create one for the various subjects that I teach, if I were an elementary school teacher. So I might have a math topic, and given that I'm a history teacher, I might have a social studies topic, whatever it might be. All of these topics are automatically going to populate at the top of the page, but by clicking on them, you can drag them around and put them, where you want them to be. It takes a second for the page to move in that direction, whatever it might be. Okay, there you go. If I were a high school teacher or a middle school teacher, I might do this by unit. So I might create a topic on the Middle Ages, so that when my students look for something, they know exactly where to find it. All right. Remember that the purpose of Google Classroom is to help your students know what they're supposed to do and keep themselves organized and on time. So creating topics is as much for them as it is for you. With topics in place, you can now start to add assignments. So you're going to go back to the Create button and click on Assignment. Once you have clicked on the assignment button, a new window is going to open for you to add information to your assignment. This will include a title, which should be as specific as possible. All right, this is not the time to get cute. This is very straightforward. Whatever it might be. Okay, great. Once you've entered the title, that's awesome. For me, this is an essay. It could be a blog post. It could be not homework. It could be classwork. It could be a short write, whatever you want it to be. Okay. In the instructions, this is where, if you want to get cute, you have this opportunity. So you're going to tell them exactly what you want them to do. Create a Google Doc in which you answer the prompt above. Okay. Then when they see this, they're going to have the option to create any of these options that are there. Okay. Just make sure that you communicate in here what is expected of them and how you want them to turn in the assignment. All right. If you want to add something for your Google Drive, or add a link to the website where students need to go, or attach a video from YouTube, you can do all of that under the Add option here. All right, if you add something from your Google Drive, it's going to open up your drive, and it's going to let you choose something from your drive that you want. You see, you can search anything up here. For me, I'm going to choose the text of this tutorial to insert. All right. Now, if you add something from Google Drive, you're going to have the option, by clicking on the down arrow, to allow students to view the file meaning they can read it only. You can have them edit the file, which means they can add or delete anything they want, so be careful with that one. Or my favorite option, create a copy for each student, meaning that each student will receive their own copy of whatever you have uploaded from Google Drive that they can edit without it impacting your original or any of their classmates' documents. You do not need to add anything here, but you do have a choice. In the right-hand column, you have more options for your assignment. If I had multiple sections of the same class, I could post this assignment to all of those classes at the same time. If I wanted to only share it with a few students in the class, maybe they're doing particular something on group work, or you want to provide enrichment opportunities or remediation for some students, whatever it might be. If you click on that, you're going to see all the students listed in your class, and you can uncheck and check the boxes next to them as you need to. Okay? If you share it only with those students, it's only going to show up in their streams and their classwork section. It is not going to show up in everyone's. Okay? So therefore, you have absolutely the opportunity to do a lot of individual differentiation without making it public. Okay? From there, you can decide how many points the assignment is worth, with ungraded certainly being an option. You can decide when the assignment is going to be due. All right? And the topic, which for us will be today, or if you need to, you can create a topic if you haven't done that yet. When you're done with everything, you're going to click the Assign button, and it will appear in both the Stream and Classwork tabs on your student page. All right, so there it is. I must have put it on it tonight. That's fine. There it is in Classwork. All right, and there it is in my Stream. All right. In order for your students to turn in their work, your students are going to have the option to create a document, a Google Sheet, a presentation, or anything else in the Google Suite through the assignment, or they're going to be able to add something in there or from their Google Drive. I hope this has been helpful and informative to all of you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, Daniel.Boyle, Boyle, @tritonschools.org. Thanks, and have a great day.